At OpenTech, we are talking with Chris Taggart. He's the founder of OpenCorporates, and you can tell us what is it about exactly. So, Chris.
So, OpenCorporates is the largest open database of companies in the world. We've got over 50 million companies in 70 jurisdictions. What do we mean by companies? We mean every single legal entity, for example, that has ever been registered in the UK that's on Companies House. So that's 7 million of them, 3 million active companies. We've got millions in the US, 1.2 million in India, New Zealand, Pakistan, Greenland, all sorts of places like that.
So why is it important to centralize this database? Because surely in various jurisdictions we can access this. Why is it important to put in one place this database?
Well, when you're looking for, the point about centralizing it is to be able to make it easy for users. And by how easy are we making it for users? Well, if you wanted to, let's say, search for Vodafone or Barclays in 70 jurisdictions, you'd have to, first of all, find the URLs of each of those jurisdictions. Then you'd have to figure out how they work, often in different languages. Then you'd figure out how to do the searches. Then often those searches wouldn't be have good search engines behind them, so you wouldn't be able to search for previous names, you wouldn't be able to search for abbreviations, you wouldn't be able to do things like that. So by searching in one place, that basically just massively removes the friction, the work involved. And if you're a journalist investigating a possible corrupt politician, or if you're looking to see whether the supplier you're doing business with exists, if you're trying to find out if you're a government wanting to know who you're doing business with, pulling these things together in one place as an open database as well, which is critical, then that is a huge enabler. And so much bad stuff, so many sort of market problems, market inefficiencies, fraud. So much of this is enabled by lack of access to data. And so by opening up this data, by not just making it available in one place to search, but actually allowing API access to it under an open license, that's a huge enabler.
And it's not only for journalists, it's also for everyone. So what kind of different application people can find in this database?
Well, in a way, that's one of the reasons for making it open data, is I'm sure people are going to find all sorts of applications that we've never even come across. But, for example, we work with Open Spending, and they match the suppliers in government spending data to that. When you are looking for the directors of a company, so Tony Hurst, who's also here, who also presented here, he's done some great work looking at the companies, looking at the directors of those companies, then looking at the companies that those are directors of, and then looking at the directors of those companies, and tying the whole thing together. What we showed off today was our new hierarchy work, where we are creating an open database of corporate hierarchies, how companies own each other or are owned by or controlled by each other, and what we're talking about there is networks of up to 10,000 companies. In Goldman Sachs is well over 10,000 companies. And again, what that means. Well, a company over here that you're doing business with may be associated with a company over there that you're also suing. So do you know these things? And that's true if you're a government, if you're an NGO, if you are a company, even if you are looking at who your competitors are.
In terms of collaboration with other open data initiatives like the Open Knowledge Foundation, do you have basically building bridges between initiatives?
Yeah, so we're involved in really quite a lot of these. For quite some time, we've been working with Open Spending about using tying the companies in their transaction data with OpenCorporates. But there's also things like hierarchy, the URIs, the identifiers that we use for companies are compliant with hierarchy, so that you don't have to use proprietary identifiers when you're talking about aid transparency, which is what hierarchy is about. We're also working with the World Bank on their open contracting program to to encourage governments to open up to publish the contracts that they hold with their suppliers. And again, identifiers, the stuff that we've learned, how that can feed into it, all of that ties together. So it's really essential that the open community builds on each other's work.
All right, fantastic. Is there a website for people to learn more about this project?
Just go to put in OpenCorporates to any search engine, or go to opencorporates.com.
Thank you so much, Chris, for talking to us. It was Mark for Vision on TV.